Hello everyone. Today we will study rise of Jainism and Buddhism. In this lesson, we will learn about background of the rise of Jainism and Buddhism, the principles of Jainism and Buddhism, the spread of Jainism and Buddhism. Now let's start with the chapter. India is a land of many cultures and religion. This diverse culture is nourished by various religions. Of these, the Jainism and Buddhism are the two important religions. They emerged during 6th century BCE. In the mid-region of the river Ganga plains, Buddha and Mahavira preach peace, non-violence, tolerance and human values, which are the essence of Prolo culture. The reasons for the emergence of this religion were in contemporary social and political system. First, we will see what are the reasons behind the rise of Jainism and Buddhism. By the time of 6 BCE, Indian society was divided on the basis of Varnas. Varnas means on the basis of caste system. All the four Varnas had emerged clearly. In the first two Varnas, Brahmins and Kshatriyas were there, and below them were Vaishyas and Shudras. Brahmins were the priests conducting yagnas and were the heads of all the ceremonies of religious rituals. They had the right to receive gifts and payments. They held control over the Kshatriya and were performing the role of guiding kings. Kshatriyas were ruling class and were in the second place in the hierarchy. They were sustaining by taxing the farmers, though the Vaishyas, who were engaged in animal husbandry and business, were also called twice born. Still, certain prohibitions were on them. The Shudras were considered as the labor class and were there only as household laborers and skilled workers. All the status and facilities of the society were reserved for the upper Varnas only. Women along with the Shudras were considered as profane. Here profane means unclean or unholy. This Varna-based society had created tension and complaints among these communities. During this period, the teaching of Gautama Buddha and Mahavira appeared as a new hope for them. In the most of the ancient time, the contemporary agricultural practice and rise in food production play a major role in profound changes to occur in the political and religious system. The same are the reasons for the rise of Jainism and Buddhism. By that time, the east of present Uttar Pradesh region, north and south of present Bihar were witnessing emergence of new economic structure based on new agriculture. By 5 BCE, iron implements came into use. With the iron blades in them, ploughs become more effective and were driven by oxes. In order to improve the food production, the use oxen were inevitable. The oxen were sacrificed during religious rituals which brought down their number. In this background, since both Jainism and Buddhism rejected animal sacrifice and advocated non-violence, and new hope become visible to people. As a result of all these things, people got attracted to them. During this period, cities grew like Kosambi, Kushinagar, Varanasi and Vaishali. Cities in Bihar came into prominence. Artisans and business people came and settled in these cities. Coins were used as means of exchange for the first time. The Vaishyas, who were placed in the third place in Varna system, commanded no respect for the society. In order to escape from the limitation enforced by the Vedic religion on their social status, the business class supported the Jainism and Buddhism, which rejected Varna system. The religion of Buddha and Mahavira identified the desires as the main reason for all human hardship. They gave a call to overcome them. They supported the simple living without accumulation of wealth. They rejected luxurious life and advocated peaceful and moral family life. Instead of Sanskrit, they preached the people in their own languages, Pali and Prakrit. Now first we will see about Jainism. Jainism is one of the ancient religions Traditionally, the Jains believe in the existence of 24 Tirthankaras. Rishabha was the first Tirthankara, whereas Parshvanathan was 23rd Tirthankara. Parshvanathan was born as the son of King Ashwasena in 8th century BCE. It is believed that he renounced all the luxury and indulged and attained immortality. Here, immortality means undeadliness. It is called as immortality. He renounced society and became a hermit. He preached four principles for a peaceful life, that are non-violence, truth, ahitya, not to steal, apigraha, not to own property. The fifth principle of brahmacharya was taught by Vardhamana. He was 24 Tirthankara. Now first we will see about the Vardhaman Mahavir. Vardhaman was born in Kundala Grama in Vaishali. Vaishali is a place in Bihar, one of the republics. His father was Siddhartha, the king of Granthika tribe. His mother was Trishila Devi, the princess of the Republic of Lichavi. At the age of 30, Vardhamana set out in search of truth and renounced his family and house. He wandered for 12 years in this quest and meditated. He punished his body by fasting. At the age of 42, he achieved enlightenment. Vardhamana controlled his senses and achieved power over comfort and pain. Due to this achievement, he came to be known as Mahavir and become a Jina. Here, a Jina was one who had overcome his senses and become victorious. Thus, his followers came to be called as Jains. Mahavira spent 30 years, that is, the rest of his life, preaching his knowledge to the people around the Ganga and the Yamuna river. He travelled towards western India, preaching his thought. He attained Nirvana in his 72 years in Pavapuri of Bihar. Mahavira taught 5 vows and 3 principles of behavior. They are later called as Triratnas. The 5 vows are as follows. Vows means the declaration or the principles. They are non-violence, truth, ahitya, not to steal, apigraha, not to own property, and lastly it is brahmacharya. The Jains believe that every animate and inanimate thing possesses a soul. They also believe that it is only through purification of the soul that one can achieve freedom from rebirth and attain nirvana. Purification is possible through meditation, fasting, punishment of the body, and thereby destruction of the body. This process is known as Salekhana. The concept of karma is very important aspect of Jainism. According to this, a human being can attain salvation only through good and holy acts. To attain enlightenment, the soul had to achieve freedom from the bondage of the body. Traditionally, we get to see two important sects or the group among Jains. They are Svedambaras and Digambaras. Those saints and their followers who wear white clothes are called Svedambaras, whereas those saints and their followers who do not wear any clothes are called Digambaras. After the first Jain council, the preaching of Mahavira were compiled in 12 volumes. These were called as 12 Agnas by Jains. They are in Prakrit language. Very early, a group of Jains migrated to South India due to famine in Bihar and settled down at Shravanbelgola. Shravanbelgola is a place in Karnataka's Hassan district. Thus even here, Jainism spread and many works were written in Kannada, Telugu and Tamil languages. The famous Kannada poets Pampa, Ranna and Punna were Jains. Here we have completed about Jainism. In our next video, we will deal with the Buddhism. Hope it is clear for you. If you are having any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you.